Good afternoon, Facebook world. It is so great to be back. You missed me last week, didn't you? You did. I know you did. If you missed me last week, just tell me yes. Yes, I missed you. Type it in there. Give me hearts. Show me the laughy face if you think I'm nuts. But thank you for being here. We're very excited to get going. I see several of you are coming on live right now. Very good. Very good. Keep on coming. Add to share this so that your friends can see it and ask questions as well. But today we are talking about community and building community and fighting isolation. And so what better way to do that than to bring on some friends? But before we get going, if you have never been to a Facebook Live event like this one before, and we go live on Fridays at noon, almost every Friday, unless there's a holiday or some other craziness that gets in the way. Yes, I missed you. Thank you, Leland. I missed you too. Throw me a thumbs up if this is your very first Epic Live. Ready? Go. Throw them up right now. Yes, I see you. This is so much fun. I love it when you guys are in here. Thank you. If you've been here and you've done this 1,000 times before, or maybe at least 2 times before, give me the heart emoji. Show me those hearts. Show me the love. Thank you for being back. There you go. I like seeing the hearts and the emojis fly like that. So thank you, thank you. And I do see several of you are here. So we are going to go ahead. Amber, I'm going to give you a punchy fist bump as well. That's awesome. Thank you. Look at those hearts going. Amber, thank you for being here and fist bumping me as well. Okay, so I've got an amazing panel with me today. I've got Susan Anderson and Lisa Chin. They are kind of experts in building community, or maybe I shouldn't call you an expert because that might throw you off, but you guys have both got some pretty amazing ideas for how to build a sense of community and keeping isolation at bay in this digital world. Yes, I see those emojis. Thank you so much. So Facebook viewers out there, all of my friends, if you've got a question, post it in the comments section right here, right now. Now, it doesn't have to be about building community in isolation. If you've got a question, I'll do my best to answer anything. And so go ahead and ask anything you want. But for just a moment, Susan, why don't you tell us who you are, what you do, and how long you've been with Epic?
I'm Susan Anderson. I'm a principal at Epic this year, and I've been with Epic for 8 years, and my children are also a part of Epic, and they've been here since the first year it started.
Excellent. And how long have we been friends in this world? Do you remember when we got connected? Was it year 1 for you, or how? I mean, we've been friends for a really long time.
Yeah, about 8 years.
That's awesome. And you've always blown me away with your boys. They've been doing all kinds of things and getting themselves out there. They're little entrepreneurs. I love it. Lisa, tell me, who are you? And I know how long you've been here, but tell us how long you've been here and what brought you to Epic. I think you are muted, Miss Lisa. Do you have the microphone option? Oh no. Are you there?
Yeah. No. Can you hear me now?
Okay. Yes, we've got you. Yes. Tell us who you are, how long you've been with Epic, and what brought you here.
Okay, so I've been with Epic since September, and just the excitement of teaching all levels of ages is what brought me here.
That's awesome. And you're going through our You Teach program, is that correct?
Yes, I am.
So tell us a little bit about what you were doing before you came here.
Well, I did a number of things. The main thing I was in banking for almost 20 years. And after that, I went to play tennis. And so I think that the school is a good mix. It's serious enough where you can see you know, numbers and business and all of that. But then also the tennis side and the social side is something I feel kids need to learn and incorporate every day too.
Absolutely. Good deal. Well, okay, so especially this time of year, and gosh, longevity speaking, especially this time of year, but gosh, this year's brought COVID. It's totally different. This is about the time of year we start seeing people in the Facebook world talk about like, my kid just needs socialization. We're about to break. We're about to go back to brick and mortar for friends. And kind of because of the lack of socialization and the lack of feeling this sense of community, people are ready to ditch the model just to go get friends. And so, Susan, I know you've had some pretty out of the box things that you've done. We've tried to do some out of the box things as well. Susan, how does somebody combat the isolation or the feeling like my kid just needs some friends?
Right. Well, your teacher may be having classes for your students and they have other students there. Like, really encourage your kids to show up to the classes with the teachers. That's a way. When I was teaching here at Epic, the kids loved showing up and talking to each other. And some of them even made friends and went to the park together and invited each other to birthday parties because they met through our online class. So if your kid is attending Epic Live classes or classes with their teacher, encourage them to get to know the other kids. And we have state testing coming up. And when you take your kids to those state testing sites, you are in it, you are with people who live by you. So go ahead and say hi to the other parents. And I tell you, there have been a number of years where some mama calls me up and says, "Hey, there was another kid in that test session that my kid made friends with. They were talking before and after the test. Can you help hook us up?" So, your kids can meet some other kids in the area when you're at testing, and they can meet other kids on their teacher's roster. And Epic also has a lot of activities. If you watch our Epic website, we have had some art contests and music contests and talent shows. And that's another way that your kid can get involved here at the school. Or if they're in the Junior Honor Society, I know the Junior Honor Society has a meeting coming up in a couple weeks. That's another opportunity for your kid to get involved.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And Lisa, you have a unique situation. We here at my house, we kind of started a little co-op a couple of years ago where we invited different students from my husband's roster to come and hang out with my own kids. And then you've taken over that roster. Talk to me about some of the things that you guys do when you are together.
When we are together, we do a lot of teamwork, and even though there's very many grades, let's say 15 kids come in one day, and then we try to put some of the big ones together, some of the little ones together, but still, at all those ages, we want to do some sort of activity and kind of like a ropes course of some type of an adventure together, so we can build that social interaction that we're really missing otherwise.
Absolutely. I love it. And I've seen you read aloud to the kids so that they can get those listening skills and you do morning meetings where they're having group discussions. It's pretty fabulous. And not every one of you parents are probably ready to open up your home to that kind of chaos. But if you do think that that's an option, you can ask your teacher about it. See if she's got any other kiddos your kiddos' age that might want to have a meeting place at your home. And so I know people told me I was crazy when I opened up my home like that. But parents, you can do that. Our teachers, if their own kids are in, it's one thing, but we should definitely have it at a neutral site. So that is an option that you might be able to discuss with your families. Real quick, Brooke had asked a question. It is not on topic, but I'm going to go ahead and get to it anyway. Not related, but I graduated in 2017 and I didn't get my diploma. I've tried a few times to contact Epic with no luck. What should I do? And thank you for putting that link in there, Serena from Epic. We will get you that diploma, okay? No worries. And thank you for letting us know here. We will definitely get you taken care of. Amanda Cole says, also, take advantage of the vendor directory. Amanda, what a great idea. I know that here locally and close to my own place, there is a music lessons facility that kiddos can take advantage of and learn an instrument. But then they also put together Nights of Rock, where everybody's kind of showcasing their stuff, and Epic kiddos can meet together there, not only to watch and cheer on other Epic kiddos, but maybe a band gets put together from that cool meetup. And so lots of opportunities. There's also I know a gal who does horseback riding lessons, and she has several kiddos meeting at the exact same time there. You are right. There are plenty of vendors, Amanda. So that's a great opportunity as well. Susan, you did something pretty awesome one year. BizTown. Tell us about BizTown and how a parent might take something like that on and create an experience for students.
Yes, if you contact your local junior achievement, they have a BizTown program for grades 4th through 6th grade, and you need to get trained. So you can go in, set up a program, get trained to teach the kids, and then you need to teach them 12 different lessons. And then the group can go to their small town. They got this town with businesses and shops, and the kids earn money and they have jobs. They're the CEO and CFO and cashiers at these different businesses. And you need a group of 60 to run it. Sometimes they can do like 2 small groups of 30 if you hook up with another group. But that is something that a group of parents could get together, talk to the BizTown, see about training the kids together. And it was just such a great experience. The kids really learned a lot.
Awesome. And Brooke, I see you've already filled out the form. Thank you so much. We will get that in the mail to you. So another thing that kiddos can take part in are internships and work studies. And I know we're talking about the higher high school kiddos here. Usually 10th through 12th grade takes care of some of those opportunities, or it's given to those kiddos in those grade levels. But even on my own team, guys, if you've ever been excited about what I do here and you maybe want your kiddos to learn more about kind of what we do here, we've got an internship set up for the communications department. You can send your kiddos to me and we can work together. So that is an opportunity that you've got that you can take advantage of if your kiddos are in the older grades. And so then let's go back to maybe a 6th, 7th, 8th grader, some of those middle-aged kids. Let's just kind of spitball here. What are some things that those middle school kiddos can start taking advantage of? Susan, your kiddos, I mean, you've got one in high school now, but you've got 2 in middle school. What are kind of some of the things that they do to keep busy and keep interacting with people?
Well, one of my kids likes to create his own podcasts. He makes little podcasts about his fish tanks. He goes, sits in the closet, records it so it's nice and quiet, and he puts those up on YouTube. They also, with their fish, they breed them and sell some of their fish on eBay. And just the other day, Erin, this week, in fact, one of their epic assignments was to do a multimedia presentation about a book that they needed to read for their curriculum. And my son was brainstorming what to do. And he decided he would do a podcast. And then one of the neighbor kids came and knocked on the door and he went, "Hey, come and do the podcast with me." So the 2 of them sat down and he did the podcast, shared the information, completed the assignment. And at the end, the neighbor kid said, hey, will you tell me more about that book? And so they were outside reading stories from the book. And what a great learning experience tying it in with the neighbors.
That is so awesome. And don't forget about, if you're a part of the parent group, you've got a small community that you parents are putting together for yourselves. And we don't want to forget about you at all. You guys can start feeling isolated and like you're on an island and like you don't have anybody to talk to. And maybe you and your teacher converse, but it is a total learning curve. And it's something that even took me a couple of years to get figured out. Like, how do I interact with and get these things going? The parent group is huge in keeping connected with other parents who are kind of going through the same exact struggles as you. And so get in there and just say, guys, I'm struggling today. You know, who wants to meet me at the gathering place? Who wants to meet me at, I don't know any Oklahoma City sites, but if you guys know of a couple of places to meet in Oklahoma City, put it in the comments and just throw that out there. Hey, Friday, we're all meeting at Guthrie Green, and we're just going to let the kids run around and we're going to have a picnic. Anybody that wants to come. And maybe you're the only one there, but you're out, you're doing it, you're experiencing the fresh air. But I know that there are people who are willing to come to these things if you'll just say, let's do it. And so throwing something like that out there is good. Another platform we have is the They Connection. You can see that in the notes here. Amanda Cole just brought that one up. But this is a group of students who have put together a nonprofit. They've got their parents backing it, and they're putting on little mini classes for students, especially the kiddos in the elementary and middle school ages, so that they can get some of that social interaction as well. And the high school kiddos that are participating in it can also earn internship and work study credit. And so look up and click on They. I've got ENN as another option. ENN is a platform that was started last year. It's grown to include broadcast and podcasting and also print stories. And that's another platform where students can get school credit, but also be out and experience things and find out more about their state and all kinds of things. So if you're interested in the ENN program or we call it Epic News Network, then come and get hooked up with me and my buddy Phil and Scott on that. Nature hikes, park, especially in the spring. Yes, thank you very much, Epic, for sharing that. Now, Lisa, you've got some high school kiddos that come specifically to work with you call it kindergarten wilderness. What do those high school kiddos get out of that experience? And then what do those littles get out of that experience?
Well, the high schoolers get to see the big picture. They kind of get the helicopter view after all these years. And so they're seeing what they need to plan for when the activities come, how many pencils and pens and how to split the kids up if we're working on a complex art project. And so they're using a lot of analytical skills. And then they're also just using their basic communication skills to learn what it's like to communicate to littles where they understand.
I love it. And what are some of the littles doing? I mean, they've got to enjoy some upperclassmen really giving them time and digging into some one-on-one time with them. What do the littles get out of this?
The littles love it. They think that they've really bonded with a bigger sibling, and it's kind of like you can tell as the days go on that sibling or that partner they have their back, and so they kind of look up to them and establish a relationship of someone who they want to be like.
I love it. Thank you. That is so awesome. So we've got internships and work studies and gathering at the park. How about you guys? You watching right now, any ideas that you might be able to share with anybody else on? And while there's 15, 20 of you watching right now, throughout the week, people will come back and they'll refer to our comments and they'll refer to our videos. So if you've got any suggestions of other things that can be done, put them in here. One year, I took a group of kiddos who were learning some Oklahoma history. We went to the Marlin Mansion in, I think that's Ponca City. Am I crazy there? I think it's Ponca City. And we went to the Marlin Mansion. We learned all about Leidy, and it was beautiful and sweet, and to see kind of her story go from beautiful to tragic was interesting. But then they also took us to a hiding hole in the mansion, and they said that Bonnie and Clyde kind of came through town and were taking and kidnapping people. And the history lesson we got out of that was huge. There are so many historical and amazing sites around here. And you can take your learning out of the curriculum and go into the real world with it in some cases. Susan, what are some other ways that maybe you've given kiddos an opportunity to maybe jump outside of that curriculum and jump into something a little more hands-on?
Well, particularly when you're looking at those third graders or those high schoolers who are taking an Oklahoma history class. You know, there are many different sites. You can go to Sparrow Mounds, the Great Salt Plains. You can go check out the state capitol and just talk to your teacher. It could replace an online lesson. Go do some real learning and check out some of these places in Oklahoma.
Yes, definitely. Oh, and the Sparrow Mounds. Gosh, they were able to find some of the first musical instruments in Native America here in Oklahoma. What a fabulous place! You're totally right. Serena says we love the museums. We love the zoo. She says, I took my son to a program at the Sam Noble Museum a couple of weeks ago, and we learned about digging for dinosaurs. That was really fun. Did you guys know? And I kind of didn't know this until I was an adult. So here you go. You're going to get it. A lot of the dinosaur bones that have been found and are in museums came from the United States. Did you know that how many dinosaurs were found in the United States? I don't know why that surprised me or shocked me, but it was one of those like, moments. Of course there were dinosaurs here, but even in Oklahoma and New Mexico and Utah, there are so many places that you can go and discover these things as well. Public libraries also offer great programs and online activities. So if you're maybe immunocompromised and not sure about getting out just yet, they've got lots of online activities as well. Susan, you had said something right before we got started about doing ELL classes and taking advantage of some of those opportunities. Talk to me about that.
Yes, we offer ELL Epic Live classes for 3rd through 12th graders. And you can join at any time during the year. Just talk to your teacher. Your teacher does not need to be an Epic Live teacher. These are open to all ELL students, and you're still able to join. So they attend these ELL classes and are with other students their age, and they're just a great opportunity for the students. And Erin, to piggyback on what you were saying about the libraries, I know there are several libraries that have telescopes that you can rent. You just sign them out like you sign out a book. So check with your library and see if there's some of those opportunities available as well for viewing the night sky.
Okay, that's really insane, and you made my jaw drop there a little bit. I didn't know you could lease out or borrow a telescope. That's cool. Lisa, you did a project a couple of weeks ago with paper and dinosaurs, piggybacking off of Serena's Dinosaur Dig, where you were using these little animals as sundials almost. Tell us a little bit about what you had done with that little project. And you had a bunch of little kiddos around here for that one.
Yes, it was interesting. We learned which way the sun rises, which way it sets, and which direction their house was. And so that was the fun part of the learning, and then to see how the world changes, how it looks when the sun's setting. So we rolled out some paper that was quite long, and then we set down little dinosaurs and little trees, and it was really good artwork because it worked with their real detailed tracing from a sun shadow.
I don't know what happened, but our Facebook feed has ended. Do you see anything about that, Phil? I am looking to see where we are. I don't know if my feed has just ended, but it looks like it's back on. I don't know what happened, but it's back on, so we're good. Okay, sorry about that, and thanks for standing by with me while I had a technical issue over here. That is awesome. From sundials to art, what a great experience learning about science and art at the same time. That's pretty awesome. All right, well, that is about all the time we have for today. Thank you so much, Lisa and Susan, for being here and talking about these ideas. Families, if you have questions, continue to ask them all week long. We will get in here and we will help you out. We'll answer them, even if it has nothing to do with isolation or building community. Let us know what your questions are. If you have an idea for a chat, let us know what your questions or what your idea might be. Until next time, thank you for making EPIC a top place to work and a top place to learn.